welcome back to my channel. My name is Janaya, if you don't know that, but now you know. So today I am here with a plan with me. I've done plan with me videos on my channel in the past, but before I've done mostly, like, I was using the Happy Planner, and I was also using a bullet journal, and basically this one has been working for me pretty well. And it's all digital, which is funny because I never thought that I'd use a completely digital planning system. I've been using something called Notion, and Notion is basically kind of like your all-in-one catch-all system of like to-do lists, notes, calendars. I mean, anything that you can think of, you can pretty much do on Notion. So it's super easy to work. It has a super simple interface, and I really like it because, again, it's a catch-all kind of thing, so I don't have to carry around other things as well. But it lets me do planning not only for my personal life, but also anything that might be blog related, anything that might be book related. I can make a list of anything at all. So it's kind of like a bullet journal but on your computer. So now we're gonna go on ahead and get right into it. Okay, so first off, I'm going to show you basically what I have here on the side. Not everything is complete for me right now. I have here just some project lists, and this is kind of a catch-all for me. It shows me everything that I have to do. So here I have just different things that I needed to do for Joshua's Truth. I have things that I needed to do for Broken Wings, which is the book that I'm currently writing. And Joshua's Truth is a magazine that I run with a friend of mine who is also into journalism and is currently in school for journalism. Over here are some things that I need to do for my blog and YouTube channel. And this is basically some ideas for my posts, ideas for interviews, and also some other ideas for my YouTube channel. And then up here we have just some ideas that I wanted to do for in terms of articles, and some ideas that I had. So over here, my project list is basically just everything that I need to do in the projects that I have, because sometimes I just need to be able to see it in in one place, and if I can see it in one place, then it kind of helps me to mentally organize it better. That's just the way that my brain works. Okay, so yeah, and then under project lists I have basically a calendar, and this calendar is a catch-all for, I keep saying that word. This calendar is basically dedicated to my blog and YouTube channel. So I kind of just have the videos that I want to do or need to do for January, and then also for February, and then going into March as well. So I use little icons, and those icons are basically either I just recorded it, or I recorded it and edited it. And then the other one is it needs to be recorded. So it just helps me to see it just helps me to stay on track of what I need to do, what needs to get done, and what has already been done. Okay, so moving on to my to-do list. So this is basically where I make my plans for the month, and also where I keep my to-do list for each week and each day. So as you can see here, I just had October, November, and December, because back into October is when I started using it. Okay, so for November, this is basically some goals that I had for the month. And then also, I also go on ahead and break down my budget. I break down some things that I need to pay for, and like basically fixed expenses, so like car insurance, gas, things like that. I go on ahead and just set aside already that, okay, this is what I need to put aside for that. And it kind of just helps me to see how much money I have left, how much money I need to put aside, all of that adulting, budgeting, headaching kind of stuff. And then what I do is I have basically each week of the month. And each week of the month is, of course, broken down. And I basically do the to-do list for that week and for the days of that week. So, for example, let's go to November 4th to the 10th. Okay, so what I do is, of course, I just have the date up here. And then I go on ahead and do a quote. This one says, "You don't start out writing good stuff. You start out writing crap and thinking it's good stuff, and then gradually you get better at it. That's why I say one of the most valuable traits is persistence." Can't remember who it was by. Didn't put it there. I know. Terrible. Okay. So basically here is an example of what a day looked like. So of course I have the day and the date at the top. And then I have events. That day I had a day off, and then I had a Joshua's Truth call at 2 o'clock. And then these were just some of the tasks that I needed to do for that day. Of course, I have goals for 2020, and these are just some of the things, of course, that I want to accomplish. Like everybody has their goals for the year. And then I have my publishing plan. The publishing plan is basically my journey to publishing Broken Wings and the different tasks that I need to do in order to make that happen. So I have publishing methods, and I also have possible agents that I may want to look into, and then I also have some cover ideas. And of course, as I go along in the journey, then this page will get bigger and bigger, and as I do more research, it'll get longer and longer. So that's basically all the tabs that I currently have on this program. Okay, so now we're going to get into the actual plan with me, and we're going to start from top to bottom, meaning we're going to create the month, we're going to create the weeks, and we're going to start planning for this week. So let's go. Alright, so I went on ahead and created the January 2020 part of it, and so what I'm going to do is I usually like to add a cover, and because, you know, of course it's New Year's, everything like that, then let's see, I just like to have inspirational kind of photos, and something that really inspires me are to-do lists and notebook kind of flat lace. I just love it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is goals for the month. January budget. And then we have to do. Alright, so here we're going to create our pages, so let's just take a quick look at the calendar. So I want to do December 30th to January 5th. Okay, so we're going to go on ahead and set up the page. Alright guys, so that's how I've been using Notion to help me to stay organized. Again, it's a catch-all system that helps me to take notes. It helps me to keep track of all of the projects that I have going on. It helps me to keep track of my daily, monthly, weekly to-dos. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to give Notion a try, it's completely free, by the way. I can't believe I didn't mention that earlier, but it's completely free. This video is not sponsored by Notion at all, but if you want to try it out, then I'll definitely leave a link in the description box for you to go on ahead and try it and download it. But of course you can follow me on Instagram at NayaA. Also check out my blog at nayaa.com, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.